We're less than a week away from the release of Forza Horizon 5, and I wanted to do a video where I go over my final thoughts on Forza Horizon 4. I've done nearly 250 videos on this game for the channel, and there's a reason for that. Forza Horizon is my favorite open-world racing franchise. I love each and every game in the series. Of course, each one has stuff I both like and dislike, but in general, Forza Horizon games could do no wrong in my opinion, both from a design and technical point of view. But when Forza Horizon 4 came out, they kinda changed my perspective a little bit. Now, don't take me wrong, Forza Horizon 4 is awesome and it's by far the one I put the most time into. As an open world racing game, it's probably one of the best ones I've played in recent years, but as a Forza Horizon game, it may be one of my least favorites. There's a very specific picture in my mind that kinda sums up what Forza Horizon is as a series. I think of it as that summer festive vibe, blue skies, driving along the coastline, you know, that road trip kinda vibe. And I think Forza Horizon 4 kinda lost that. I believe the location they chose for the game is what made it go from that uplifting vibe to a gloomy one. It's a beautiful game graphically speaking, and it has a lot more visual variety than any other Forza Horizon game, but it didn't feel like one to me. This is all on a conceptual level, and I think this is where a lot of you may disagree with me, but there's a lot of stuff wrong at a design and technical level too. The game launched with a bunch of online modes, but they were all team based. If you wanted to go for free-for-all like you used to in past games, you were out of luck. This decision was controversial and it took the devs months to go back and add in free-for-all playlists. Another weird and controversial decision was building wall riding as an actual mechanic for new and inexperienced players, which was such an oversight by the developers because the ones who got the most out of this mechanic were at the exact opposite spectrum of the player base they wanted to target. It was the most experienced and fastest players in the game who took advantage of this weird mechanic. Granted, they added penalties later on along with ghosting, but to me, it came a little too late. By the time they reverted these decisions, I felt like I was doing online races only because there was nothing else as good as Forza Horizon 4 around for me to play. But I think the most aggravating problem this game has had since launch is the connectivity issues. And yes, issues is in plural because there's more than one. At launch, it would take up to 40 minutes to find a match, and when you finally found one, you would often get disconnected. PvP had this weird issue where it would take up to 5 minutes to start up a race, and then it would kick everyone out into the lobby again. And even weirder is that some updates completely broke PvP altogether and you weren't able to either start any PvP races or accept one. Free roam wasn't free from these issues either. Even when you were just driving around the map, not even doing any events, you would constantly get disconnected for some reason. The trial has also had some serious banning issues which still happen to this day. All of these issues were a lot more frequent on the PC version in my experience, but they also happened a lot on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X version of the game. Tearido was another weird issue that's exclusive to the PC version that still persists to this day if you're running Windows 10, and you kinda have to if you wanna play this game. With the exception of the 40-minute wait time, none of these issues have been fixed over the game's lifespan. Lastly, another major gripe I have with Forza Horizon 4 is the off-road physics. Now, off-road physics have always been hit or miss in Forza Horizon games. The first Forza Horizon had decent off-road physics. Forza Horizon 2 undid a lot of that and had awful off-road physics. Forza Horizon 3 fixed a lot of it and ended up being the one with the best off-road feel. Forza Horizon 4 made things way too twitchy depending on what car and tune setup you're running. If we're going with the flow here, Forza Horizon 5 should be the one that gets it right again, but I'm holding judgment on that one until I play the game for myself. There are some other stuff I don't like, for example how none of the paid expansions have public online lobbies like the ones in previous games, but I don't think this affected my enjoyment of Forza Horizon 4 nearly as much as all of these other issues I just mentioned. Still, despite all of these problems, I enjoyed my time with Forza Horizon 4. I love how much more engaging they made the game feel as a whole by having tons of different stuff for you to do, even if in the long term, a lot of it became extremely repetitive. The festival playlist was an awesome idea that really transformed how we play the game, and I hope Forza Horizon 5 builds upon that by adding a lot more variety to what you do. and even if the off-road physics leave a lot to be desired, overall Forza Horizon 4 still feels great to drive. Aside from the official coverage the devs did on the game so far, I'm trying my best not to watch too many videos from people who got early access to the game, cause I wanna see how Forza Horizon 5 looks and plays for myself. Of course, I'll do videos on it when it comes out this Friday, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. But before I go, I wanna know your thoughts on Forza Horizon 4. Did you experience any of these issues yourself, and if so, did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you on the next one.